your kitchen right now might not be coffee at all. Behind the smooth aroma and bold flavors, there's a darker truth most companies don't want you to know. Independent investigations have uncovered shocking evidence. Nearly 1 in 3 coffees sold today is secretly cut with chemicals, fillers, and undisclosed additives. That morning ritual you trust, the one that wakes you up and fuels your day, could actually be wrecking your health without you even realizing it. And the most disturbing part? Some of the biggest brands on the shelves are at the center of this deception. Stay with me because I'm about to expose 7 coffees that could change the way you look at every single cup. And when you hear the last one, you'll never drink your morning brew the same way again. Costco's Kirkland Signature has long been sold as the gold standard of affordable quality. Shoppers trust it because the brand has been built on one message. You get the same premium product as the big names, but for a fraction of the price. Their Colombian coffee is one of their best-selling items, proudly stamped with the promise of being 100% Colombian. At first glance, it seems like a safe bet, but beneath the surface, there are disturbing questions about what's really inside. Independent analysis conducted by Consumer Labs in 2024 uncovered synthetic flavor compounds, ethylurate and isoamyl acetate commonly used in the food industry to artificially boost aroma. None of these appeared on the label, and the roasting process makes matters worse. Kirkland uses a method known as flash roasting, blasting beans at extreme high temperatures to cut down production time. While efficient for mass production, this technique destroys many of the natural compounds that give Colombian beans their signature taste. To make up for it, flavor enhancers are quietly added after roasting. The result? A coffee that looks authentic but tastes manufactured. This isn't just speculation. The Better Business Bureau has logged more than 200 consumer complaints in just the past 2 years, many of them pointing to the same problem: an artificial chemical aftertaste that becomes more pronounced as the coffee cools. One reviewer described it as a synthetic smell that lingers in the cup, while another said it reminded them of flavored syrup rather than actual coffee. But here's the part that raises the biggest red flag. Kirkland's Colombian coffee is sold for roughly 40% less than comparable brands that claim to be pure. According to supply chain experts from the Specialty Coffee Association, that kind of price gap is almost impossible to achieve if the beans were truly 100% Arabica, grown, processed, and shipped from Colombia without any shortcuts. The economics simply don't add up unless cost-cutting measures are being taken, whether in sourcing, processing, or both. And yet Costco continues to stand by the claim that its coffee meets all industry standards. When pressed by food safety journalists, the company simply repeated that it complies with regulations, without ever addressing the specific concerns about undisclosed additives or the controversial roasting process. Even their packaging avoids transparency. Unlike premium coffee brands that proudly list origin, farms, harvest dates, or processing methods, Kirkland's bag tells consumers almost nothing, just vague phrases like smooth flavor and medium roast. So while the package says 100% Colombian, the reality may be far from it. Instead of a clean, authentic cup of coffee, you may be drinking a brew engineered to taste acceptable at the lowest possible cost. But if hidden additives and vague labeling weren't disturbing enough, the next coffee on this list takes things to an entirely different level, because it wasn't just misleading, it was downright dangerous, and it forced the FDA to issue a nationwide recall. If you thought artificial additives were alarming, the next case shows just how dangerous things can get when quality control completely collapses. In January of 2025, the Food and Drug Administration issued an urgent nationwide recall for Clover Valley Instant Coffee, Dollar General's bargain brand product that millions of Americans rely on every single day. The reason? Glass fragments were discovered inside multiple batches of this coffee. The FDA classified it as a Class 2 hazard, meaning there was a real chance of serious injury, even if the probability was considered limited. And the risks weren't abstract. Glass contamination in food can cause immediate physical harm, cuts to the mouth, throat, or even internal damage once swallowed. In other words, this wasn't just a bitter aftertaste, it was a morning cup that could literally shred your insides. The recall identified 3 contaminated batch codes, all with expiration dates stretching into December